Got me feeling like gin, off this gin, I'm melodic, with the smoke in the air, and the smell is hypnotic, with a strawberry switch blunt, with a whole lot of chronic, in a pocket, with a wallet, with a whole lot of nada. I be stressed, but it got me in the ethereal mode, with a serious soul, in a cereal bowl, like I'm searching for the sunflower, I'ma go on the road, but keep my mind open, infinite, like the Konami code. Hip-hop is my soul. Hope you looking when he's rapping, B-boy spinning to the beat like Mugen when he's scrapping. I'm jugging and I'm lapping on my way to Shangri-La, but some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Hear my battle cry, I might stay late and keep my fresh on the sideways 8. Yeah, I might make babes. All I need is some risotto and a cosplay chick that was born in Kyoto. Why? But that's a no-no if I ain't got that protection B. I keep my sword sheath, I don't need no BM stressing me. I wonder if there's a message, G, when I hear these new rappers. I ain't hating you rappers, but I prefer the boom bappers. It's the truth rappers, it's the war of the words. And I'm standing on top the castle representing the third. I guess you ain't heard, I'm following my destiny, following the God of fools, father to the death of me. A cross on my chest and resolve in my heart. Ain't shit you can do to bring a stop to this march, bring a stop to this art. You must be JK, and I grab the mic and get loud like an AK spray, and then I stay laying this heat over beats. I got the resolve of a beast, so girl, put your knees over these shoulders right here. They holding up the world already. Mujushin style stabbings got your girl all sweaty. Yeah, you mad, bro? My bad, I'm in my zone. Miyamoto Musashi with the microphone. The best squad in the city is watching my back. I might hit you with a two-piece like Mataza the Zap. I'm just talking that crap. I'm a peaceful warrior. Yeah, my flow Mega Man. I'll defeat and absorb you while I'm hungover off gin and soda. I'm a fucking hero, dog, man. I beat Genova. Word to Jehovah. Right hand on the rhyme. The way I'm rapping these lines, so you can examine my mind. Take a step inside. Don't be afraid. I'll let the beat lead me while I lead the way. And I seen today as I read the sermon that all I can tell you's only death is certain, but the way of the samurai is found in death. You might hear a lot of deep shit, but mine sounds the best. Yes, yeah. This one, baby. KV Anime on the beat. Hood Hemingway.
I think this BBP.
No strange to anger, with a stainless banger. I be a CE ranger, incarnate danger. But my best friend was born in the manger. He tried to change me, but I ain't timeless. My times are the wildest, so I stay in this place with violence. In a 9-piece equipped with silence. I be sipping on Mises, but it don't really do shit for me. And I call on Jesus, but he won't empty that clip for me. And I met a winged figure in the rain in the gutter, said his name was Metatron, and he did didn't I stutter? Said my destiny be the best to be, and the recipe was a microphone and a mutter. My goodness, covered in stains. Spend eternity smothered in flames for the love of the game. What the fuck am I saying? I've been up in this. Yeah, my faith is endless, but sins are tremendous. And now I'm breaking the Guinness, running on this road paved with good intentions. When this sentence commences, I hope they ready for business. Sharpen the edge of my weapons. Every demon's damn near defenseless. I be like, where the motherfucking drink at? Where the motherfucking stank? Where the motherfucking paint at? Thought I was bringing that saint back. What in the fuck would ever make you think that? I've been living this legend. No, I've been living a lie. Probably be flipping the pie if it wasn't for the schism inside. I've been constricted with pride since I was a baby. Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. Which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. All I wanna know, which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. All I wanna know, which one's gonna save me?
I know that we ain't grow up out the ground, but every time it get cold, niggas die like plants. Won't take my life, but you can take my nuts to the top of your chin, bitch. Suck my dick, stay ready for a punk ass pussy perpetrating ass player, hating on a nigga like me. Tryna X me out the game, but I got the most same, and I pledge allegiance to the motherfucking FN. Why your ass keep talking? Hey, you seen my closet? That's firepower. Bobby Bitter ain't seen too. Ever been these blocks? Might find dead cops in the nighttime. Bobby Brown ain't seen cool. I know niggas who will break in your house, take everything out your house, rip it up the foundation. Take it to the pawn shop, then buy a house on your block and move next door to you. That's some snake shit. Can't let niggas know your moves. Think of life like Kobe on coke, and you ain't LeBron James. This is the main reason why when I drop a mixtape, it is not a mixtape, it's a space age tape. Just saying, ain't even mean to toot my horn. Still walking, ain't even mean to drive my car. I set the roof on the floor, then kick it over when I kick in the door. Don't never feel odd when I go against the odds. I'm the whiz of the odds, where I even the score. Might find a Georgia peach. Life is a beast, but I'm like fuck it, cause I'm chillin' on the shore. So you want a piece of a little piece, but if I give you 2 fingers, you gon' ask for some more. That mean my pinky, my ring, my thumb, but you can't have him unless you gon' be a whore.
Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. All I wanna know, which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. All I wanna know, which one's gonna save me? All I wanna know, Drake. All I wanna know, Wingo. No. Wings.
What up, man? Listen, home by popular demand, Pnoid's now selling merch. Man, look here, all right? We got 3 designs. We got the Pnoid Gorilla regular avatar. We have the Red Dead Redemption. And on top of that, man, listen, we got motherfucking Angry Gorilla, all right? We got t-shirts. We have onesies for your baby. Take your baby and turn it into a baby gorilla. On top of that, we got pillows. Come cuddle up with the gorilla. And on top of that, we got cell phones and mugs. Cop you some merch right now.
All right, Tom Pease, we are live.
Yo, what up, and welcome back to Pnoid News. I'm here for the first time in a long time with my bottom bitch, my partner, my muse, the only YouTuber with bedazzled motherfucking knee pads. Accelerate! Nigga, what up, man?
What's up with you, dude? I just thought this
man,
would be like, I've been on vacation all week, and I was like, it would be a fun thing to do. Let's get our 21st anniversary out of the way, man. I know it's been a long time since we did a show, but 21 years of us being together on YouTube, I think it's something worth celebrating, so.
Yo, don't it feel that way? Like it's been like a goddamn generation since like all this shit fucking started. Like,
Dude, no fucking shit. Like, one of the biggest reasons I even got a hold of you was like, I know the exact nigga you need to talk to, motherfucker, just because some random guy playing video games with his having problems.
like, yo, man, listen, like when we started this shit off, right? It was before Trump, like during the meme wars, right, with CNN and like fucking Gulf City and KNN News and IBS, right? And it was like fucking the Cunt Stream and like all this crazy shit. And today, like the entire landscape and like just the whole world is a completely different fucking place.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a lot different, but it's not that much different. Like, think about all the things we were right about.
Well, I was right about damn near everything, right?
Like one of these, like I like throwing in my mom's fucking face because she watches MSNBC all the time. It's like, hey, remember when you talked about Trump and Russia all the time? Hey, tell me what he did again. Let me know. Just tell me. Like, I was even at first kind of like, and I think I even talked to you about it. I was like, man, it sounds fucking crazy, but if they throw something at me that makes it make sense, I'll be like, yeah, that's like, wow, that's fucked up, dude. And then as time goes on, it just became more bullshit and more bullshit.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, taking the unpopular opinion as always that, like, this has nothing to do with us, and I don't know why it is that we're supporting Ukraine, right? Like, I don't fucking get any of this shit. It doesn't make any sense geopolitically for the United States or its citizens or its fucking economy or anything to do with us. It literally
no. Apparently, we're fucking Putin propagandists for just saying like, yeah, we don't want the United States to get into another fucking bullshit war over something that doesn't really affect us.
Yeah, right. I mean, like literally, like I had somebody sit here, and I was a Ron Paul guy, right? Like I've been on.
We
this
both
since,
were.
Like, motherfucking 5. Yeah, right.
That's what
like
that's what united us.
We were here. Yeah, like I moved away from the libertarian ideology only because, like, if we're honest here, it's a loser, right?
Yeah, well, like the Libertarian Party specifically, like I always say, like I'm a libertarian, but I'm a little L libertarian, not a big L libertarian, because the big L libertarian party's fucking useless and defends pedophiles, so fuck them.
Yeah, well, like I've been leaning more towards like I think that like we should like maybe like restrict some technology so that like we can get back our communities and our families and our jobs and what I mean, like have some like work for regular people or what I mean, like fuck the global international trading order, that type of thing. Like,
well, before we get too deep into shit, man, I just want to like look out for the chat. I'm gonna let you call it out. Apparently, we only have fucking 5 people because I don't know. I guess our loyal fans are not cool enough to wake up at 12:43 on a Thursday to come watch us. But
143.
143. That's right.
Jerry, Doku, Randy, I handed you a wrench. Welcome, my brother. Acadia, motherfucking nice to see you the fuck out here and shit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, it's nice to see y'all out in the chat. You know how it works, man. It's Thursday night at 1:40. Well, Friday morning at 1:44 in the a.m. on the East Coast where people live. Right, it's like fucking Tuesday at like 4 p.m. where Exel is, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not sure how time works and whatnot, Yeah, man, it's been a long motherfucking time since we've been on stream together.
We had a few things where like you were like I joined your StreamYard stream and whatnot, but I'm kind of cracking up looking at this old scene that I made. It's good. It's cool looking. I think, anyway. It also might like all the meaning is kind of lost in time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. Well, like the problem is like I kept catching strikes, so I had to stop like trying to be more like AP, right? Like I just kept getting banged like constantly, and I'm like, all right, fuck this. We're gonna try and do like some intellectual shit. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while we'll feed red meat to the carnivores, but it'll be more like Fox News type of
Yeah.
shit rather than like internet stuff.
It's not like any of that shit paid off for you because Susan still fucking hates you. I remember the day. I remember the day because it was 2 days after you got monetized.
Yep. I think it was 4. It was 4 days after we got monetized.
Yeah, it was something fucking ridiculous. And nonetheless, all you did was do the same thing that every fucking news network on the planet usually would have done. And you covered a story about a mass shooter. And that's it.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you use this video, automatic strike. You beat the news."
Not even the violent part. Just like the early thing. It's
Him in the
like
car.
using his own words. Yeah, that's it. That's all you did.
That's it. Him in the car. Nothing more,
Permaban.
right?
You're done.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want to promote that because the internet got a hold of it before us. So like, y'all beat us to the punch, so we're gonna motherfucking ban your coverage.
That's
Like,
really what
eat
it
it,
is
dick.
too. Like back in history, like every fucking event like that has ever happened, the mainstream media picked up on it and showed you the full video. Like remember the
Yeah.
Columbine shooting? Like all the school camera footage, you had it all.
Yeah, but like because we beat them to it, they were pissed the fuck off. That's what it was. It was that the
Yep.
internet beat them to the punch, and they were like, "Fuck you." We're gonna shut all y'all down. Like, you little bitches.
Not to mention that, but there was kind of a sub story about like we gotta stop this shit about like you fucking bigot, you fucking racist for people's genuine concerns, or you're gonna get more of the shit. And that opinion in and of itself is violent and racist. So that is not the opinion of Pnoid News. It never has been. I just want to say that
Like,
for the future, so
Yeah.
that Susan doesn't
right?
eat
You know what I mean? And I called it out. I said, like, yo, look, man, we got to stop censoring people. Like, like pushing them all to the margins because they get together and radicalize, right? That's a very simple, like, really basic thing that makes perfect fucking sense to any like normal motherfucking human being. You know what I mean? But like to them, it's like, oh my god, you're a fucking bigot and shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, how dare you not say that? How dare you say we shouldn't be censoring people and like, marginalizing motherfucking groups and forcing them into the motherfucking shadows,
Yeah,
right? So they can come and just fucking terrorize us.
at that point, like, so Elon Musk, like, I'm not, like, we've talked about Elon Musk on our channel plenty of times. We're like, sometimes he's cool, sometimes he's not, right? Like, it's a love-hate relationship. The guy's got a lot of money, and when he's on
me
the,
a bunch.
he made you a bunch of money, and when he's on the rise, whenever he's like has opinions we agree with, and it goes against the grain, we're like, high five, motherfucker. Like, it's 50-50 with him. But
Yeah.
like one of the like from what you're saying, one of the responses from some blue check mark was like, free speech is not promoting conspiracies, manipulating stocks for personal gain, or promoting hate. Every right has limitations and responsibilities. Blah, 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 blah. Like, my response to that is like, this is fucking horseshit. Actually, he also said, oligarchs thrive when propaganda can smother truth. And I'm just like, free speech means promoting whatever fucking conspiracy theory I see fit, hating on all the people I fucking want, and giving my opinions on good investments to whoever wants to listen. And historically, restrictions on that has been the tools of propagandists. Like, and I just don't understand how, like, we've turned this shit upside down. Right? A blue checkmark, like, says that about free speech, and everybody fucking loves them for it. But that is just not true. That is not how it works. It is generally the opposite. Oh, by the way, on Twitter, I am now a doctor. I'm also a trans lesbian. My pronouns are she and her. And I'm also a body natural trans, which means I don't feel I have any need to, like groom myself or change my clothing or take hormones or anything like that to prove that I'm a woman. I'm just as much of a woman as any other woman, just because I say so. Just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Now, what are your
I'm now
pronouns?
trans.
Are you,
I'm a she.
can I call you?
I'm a
Can
she
I
her.
call you Bun Self?
Yeah.
And like
No,
fucking.
no. I'm officially a she her lesbian. But I have no reason to change the way I dress or how I look or any of those other things on the account that I am a woman, because that's fucking, just the idea that you would tell me I need to take hormones or shave or do any of that means you're a fucking bigot. So
Well, how do man? Listen, do you understand that? Like, I have not like I'm not on Twitter, right? Like, like I'm not allowed on Twitter,
yeah, I know.
right? Because
I
like
got
every
really
time I have a
really
Twitter,
fucking close.
every time I have a Twitter, they murder it. I've had like 5 Twitters taken away from me.
No, you just aren't woke enough.
I shit.
Yeah.
Woke ain't even a word for what I'm not. Like,
If you turn into a trans lesbian, body positive, fat plus person like I am, they'll never ban you. You can say whatever you want.
I feel like they'll still ban me.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way, right? You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, Twitter's fucking cancer. Like, it's just the whole place is goddamn cancer.
It is. All I do is troll. I actually have an NPC logo right now. It's the NPC logo that is I support the current thing with the NPC in the middle.
Oh my god, yo! I ran into a dude today, right? And like he was bragging how like he was the first person to use like the Ukrainian flag in a motherfucking server on his fucking PFP, right? And I'm just like, yo, congratulations on motherfucking being the first follower, right? Like, like you're legit. Like, he's like, I caught a raft of shit from motherfucking standing here having to fucking, be a or fuck for putting this up in support of fucking, the poor Ukrainian people.
Just by the way, we have Arcadia Cold Curio Shop joined in.
No, I stepped up to Acadia.
Well, Jim McIntosh is in, and so is Fat Andy.
Jim! What up, Jim? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I motherfucking stood here and I'm just like I've been telling people that this war in Ukraine's coming for 2 years. Probably 3 at this point. Right? And like, everybody's goddamn shocked that, well, somebody on my channel is shocked that it happened. I have not seen a single goddamn Ukrainian flag anywhere in my server. Thank you, people. It's appreciated for y'all not being retarded. But like, the fucking, the State Department's propaganda arm is the most amazing thing I've ever fucking seen. I've never in my life seen consensus like this.
And that's how you know it's bullshit. Even I was sitting here skeptical. Like, I am as anti-war as it fucking comes, right? Like, number one, I don't want the United States getting involved in any of this shit. Number two, do I think that, like, fucking the Ukrainian president is, like, some sort of saint like they're making out to be? Well, like, I found a little bit about him, based on what other people said, especially, like, your typical Russian propagandist, like Tulsi Gabbard, right-wing extraordinaire, right? Turns out he's kind of an asshole too. And do I like the idea that Putin invaded a sovereign nation? No, I don't. I don't like it. At the same time,
well,
it's just like
I've been working on my take on this, right? Because like, when you're going through all the ideologies of like everything, right? Like you have like the NATO expanded, the motherfucking Eastern Bloc, and forced Russia's hand on this due to like security concerns and blah blah blah, right? And then you have like this ideology of fucking like, oh, these poor Ukrainian people, and then like you have the idea of it's none of our motherfucking business, right? But like, I think the best take that like I could like possibly come up with is which I've been trying to come up with as far as shit's concerned, right? Is basically if we had disbanded NATO back in like fucking 1992 when motherfucking the Soviet Union fell down, everybody would have been better off as a whole.
There's a good chance, right? Like, there's an argument for that would have made Russia be more likely to just like, let's get into the global Eastern markets.
Right, I feel you, right? But like, here's the thing. So like, if we did that, then like Europe would have had to like have a conversation with Russia on its own and build up its own military and deal with these type of problems in a much better manner. And probably like due to the fact that they're connected to Russia, you know what I mean? Like actually have like real relations rather than relations which are guided by like a U.S. security policy.
This goes back to something like we actually clapped our hands at Trump a long time ago, where he was just like, at least pay your fucking 3% of GDP. We're like, yes, do that. Like, all these European countries, especially the people that live there, love to talk shit about the American empire. But they really fucking love having the American military behind them anytime they get attacked without actually having to pay for it, so.
Oh yeah, that's 100%, right? You know, because like, I personally, you know what I mean, like, don't give a fuck about Europe, right? As a whole, like, I just don't care. Like, Spain could invade Germany tomorrow, and I'd be third person removed from giving a fuck about what happened. I don't understand why we care so much about what happens in fucking Europe. And like, the whole world's up in arms about this. We created open air slave markets in motherfucking Libya. Not a fucking peep out of the mainstream media. We've been bombing Yemenis for like the past like fucking 10 years. Not a fucking word. You know what I mean? Like, we've been over here fucking supporting a motherfucking Somalian fucking civil war.
Oh my
Not
god.
a goddamn war.
Oh my god, now
You know
you're
what I
just repeating Russia propaganda like our fucking invasion on Kosovo wasn't just as bad as Russia's interest in Ukraine.
Right. I mean, like, this is like, and this is the goddamn problem. It's like, this ain't Russian propaganda. This is, you know, fucking non-interventionist motherfucking American propaganda that we've had since like fucking 1817. Yeah, since the founders, right? Which, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Jefferson or Washington said, beware of motherfucking foreign entanglements?
Yeah, well, what I'm getting at is like Russia's like their reasons for invading like preemptively on Ukraine. All they do is stack up. Like, you know, when the United States invaded Kosovo, what did they say? When they invaded Yemen, what did you say? When they invaded or got involved in Syria, what did we say? Right? Like, so these ideas of international laws dictating whether or not it's you're allowed to invade your neighbors is horseshit. Whoever has the power is able to dictate the rules. So Putin's just like, fuck it, I'm dictating the rules.
Like, yo, the whole entire sovereignty of a state is based on its ability to conduct war. Flat out. If you're not allowed to conduct war, you don't have a fucking state. Simple.
Sad but true.
Premise, right? It's a basic premise, right? And like, because the entire purpose of a fucking state is there for security, right? And if you don't have the ability to provide security for yourself, you aren't a fucking state. You are a motherfucking fealty of somebody else's motherfucking state.
Dude, like, on that note, I have no fucking clue what to believe as to who is actually winning the war over there.
Yeah.
Like what it sounds like to me, what it sounds like to me is that Russia invading Ukraine created them an Afghanistan situation. I think that's what's going on.
Not this Afghanistan, the last one.
Elaborate?
If you understand. All right, so like the original Afghanistan war, you know what I'm saying? The reason why like it was a quagmire for Russia wasn't because Afghanistan is unconquerable for Russians, right? That's not the problem. The problem was the United States funding the motherfucking Afghani motherfucking rebels, the Taliban, right? With motherfucking RPGs and goddamn fucking surface to air missiles, right? And which fucked up their entire ability to conduct war over there because they could no longer use helicopters to transport individuals across those goddamn mountains,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think shit like that's part of it, but very similarly is you're trying to conquer a country where half of it does not want to be conquered, and they're more than willing to hide in bunkers with guns and shoot back.
Well, nationalism is the most powerful political force on the planet, right? So, like, anytime you invade somewhere, people are going to like, what did Machiavelli say? This is one of my favorite Machiavelli quotes. Is you know, what I mean, when you conquer a people, or when you first become a prince of somebody, leave the arms in their hands because they will fight for a motherfucking. They'll fight for their backyard and family and home faster than they'll ever fight for a fucking prince.
Yep.
Very fucking basic premise. Like, they're not like, people might not fight for a government, but goddamn, they're gonna motherfucking fight for their fucking home and their backyard and their life and their family, and you know what I mean, like their piece of ground that they fucking worked for and they tilled and they lived in and they raised their kids. They're going to go ham for that shit. You know, like, that's a basic ass premise. That's, you know, nationalism at its very motherfucking roots. Which, by the way, is the most powerful motherfucking political force that's ever fucking been on the fucking planet. Right? And a nation is not a geographical location. It's a motherfucking group of people who have a cohesive ideology about who they are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And this is why America's so fucking weak and garbage, because we don't have a goddamn culture, because we've been too worried about being able to sell cheap plastic shit to everybody for the past motherfucking 50 or 60 or 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually one thing that the fascists and the National Socialists understood. And so when they revised Marx, they realized that their identity as a country was much more important than their identity as a class.
Yeah, I mean, because like all that individualism is fucking cute until like the bombs start falling. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not to say that like you can't have an identity under individualism and something else, right? Like, America's had that for a long time, and we've done it like we did.
I think America has the world's greatest motherfucking geography, right? And in doing so, it has allowed us to be like just so goddamn productive that we just outdo the rest of the world without ever motherfucking like forming into like a cohesive motherfucking cultural structure.
You know what? I can't argue against that.
Like,
I really do believe in the idea of America and the Enlightenment. Like, I think that's the best idea going forward for the benefit of human civilization. But it takes people to really believe it, and it is so easy to distract people from that idea.
Well, no, here's what it is, right? And this is what I've been figuring out recently, right? And like, I've been working on this premise, and like, you know me, I fucking like, I try to like work my shit out before I spit it out. And I've been working on this recently. Basically, the premise is that people will adhere to the fucking Western liberal motherfucking ideology and culture as long as they continue to benefit from it, right? But the problem is that once you pack everybody into these metropolitan areas and urbanize all of them, they stop having children, so you stop having an expansionary motherfucking capitalist economy. Like, you can't keep selling goods to motherfuckers who, you know what I mean, don't exist. You can't have capitalism without like an expansionary motherfucking buyer base, right? Kind of basic premise. You know what I mean? Like, the basis of capitalism is that demand is infinite. And if it's not, and if demand shrinks, like, because of the fact that you have less people to buy things, and because of the fact that you have less workers, which means you have higher costs of labor, which means that the entire system no longer fucking works. That's in a general thing. So therefore, the entire ideology of liberalism, which is, you know what I'm saying, based on the capitalist motherfucking structure, stopped working altogether. Like, all of it fucking stops. Because like, if it stops benefiting you to be an individual, and if you're going to be better off having a like tight-knit community neighborhood where you can rely on each other and grow food and be good and have a family and have people to look out for one another, you're going to do that rather than be a motherfucking individual. Feel me?
It's amazing how that neo-reactionary position that you just pushed is so close to the neo-Marxist position. I'm not even gonna say you're wrong, but the neo-Marxists and the neo-reactionaries, like, when it comes to like the fundamental things that they're against, are very similar. But when it comes to the prescription, they're complete opposites.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, because like, all right, like I've. It's weird how like anarcho-capitalists and anarchists as a whole kind of like have almost the same prescription, right? Which is we don't want a central government to motherfucking dictate like the fucking market and like how the hell we live and shit. I apologize, I'm still working. All right. I'm almost done. We're dropping this motherfucking trailer. I am the fuck done for the night, baby. Come on, bitch. All right, we're good. Right. So like, you know what I mean? Like I have kind of like this anarcho motherfucking communitarianism ideology that's been like bouncing around inside of my head that I can't shake because it makes too much goddamn sense, right? Like it's like the ideology of like the Amish. Kind of where I'm at. Like I feel like self-sustaining motherfucking solid motherfucking individuals with a shared culture will do way better than, you know what I mean, like a giant fucking nation that has literally nothing to fucking common other than the fact that like they share a goddamn military.
I mean, of course. I mean, that's part of our problem as a country is that you have people divided on ideology. You no longer have that shared liberal sentiment of, like, even if you had disagreements, like the idea that, like you make it or break as yourself as an individual, right? Like, we treat everybody equally based on their merits. We don't live in a culture that's doing that. We just don't. Republicans pretend to, and Democrats pretend that is white supremacy, even suggesting that's a good idea. So,
well, yeah, because it leads to white supremacy because like the Anglo, like this is motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, Anglo-Saxon motherfucking business model that we're operating, right? And like so, therefore, if you're not raised in the Anglo-Saxon fucking culture, like you're not going to do as well as individuals who, you know what I mean, were raised in that mentality, right? And that's kind of what it gets down to. And like once you're like, is it because it's a differentiation of shared values, right?
exactly. So it's impossible
like,
for a person that grew up black to possibly just take things on their own and their work ethic and try to build something because our country's so racist.
Well, it's not that, right? It's more along the lines of like fucking individuals.
That is absolutely what the far left thinks about the system.
It's not that. It's more along the lines of like, all right, so the value set of the corporate ideology that is liberalism, right? Because liberalism is basically the religion of corporate ideology of the corporate motherfucking like elite in the country.
It's not supposed to be.
It is, but it is though. It's like liberalism is their fucking religion.
Yeah, if you
right. So like if you've
been reading a lot of Mitch's Moldbug, then yes, you will fall into that. I don't believe it. I don't think that's what liberalism was ever supposed to be. But go on.
Well, all right. Tell me what neoliberalism is then.
I didn't say neoliberalism. I said liberalism.
Well, even liberalism. Tell me what liberalism came out of.
Liberalism came out of ideas from the Enlightenment, where they actually started thinking that like all men are created equal, but they used equality in the sense like in a British sense, where they're just like your blood does not determine who you are, and that natural rights existed, and what you did to transform your property and what to do with was your business, and you make or break it based on what you can do with your own property.
Okay, but who?
Who what?
Who pushed this?
Who pushed this? Who was the individual? White Western philosophers.
No, it was the merchant class of motherfucking England, Paris, fucking Naples, Florence, Vienna, fucking later on Berlin, and fucking Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, well, at the time it was also the academic class, so.
Well, yeah, again, you know what I'm saying, the finishing school for the elites, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And like literally,
So
like this.
so
Yeah,
we
this
shouldn't
premise
necessarily
came
believe
out
it,
of.
except for at the time, like those people were like fucking like their day job was like masonry.
No, but their day job was, you know what I'm saying, being a trader, right? Not like a trader like you were against your country, but like a trader like where you were international, like, or, yeah, international, like the nations weren't really paying sort of trade at that point, right? Like, you know, you were a fucking, like a merchant, right? And like traded goods from here to there, manufactured goods, sold them elsewhere. And I mean, you were a merchant in this motherfucker. You were the merchant class. This is what mercantilism came out of. And it's why mercantilism was the first form before capitalism, because of the fact that, like, you know, I mean, the merchants were the individuals who overthrew the kings through, you know, I mean, like legal terrorism in England and, you know, I mean, nobility in motherfucking Italy and in Paris. It was through the French Revolution, right? And it formed into mercantilism, which is still a heavy force in places like fucking France and Italy today, right? But like in England, it ended up, because of the fact that they were an island, they ended up becoming much more fucking internationalist, where you get your ideology of motherfucking global liberal fucking orders and shit. I've been reading a lot. A lot.
I mean, I get it.
You
I've
there?
heard this all before. You're literally like you're literally you've been reading a lot of neo-reactionary writings, which the neo-reactionaries, I think they have a lot right. I
mean,
really
like,
do.
This is, well, no, but like this came out, like this ideology here came out of like your boy, fucking goddamn it, Rothbard.
Yeah, no, like the libertarians and the neo-reactionaries, they have this weird push-pull relationship where they're right on a lot of the diagnosis of the problems. They just disagree on the prescription to how to solve it. And I'm more along the lines of Rothbard. Like, I think the libertarian and liberal view of how a lot of this has to do with, like, it doesn't matter who. Like, if you give people too much power, that's what you're going to get. It's also why, like, I liked Hans Hermann Hoppe a lot, because he was, like, he made a very astute point, is that people naturally want to gravitate to some sort of rule. But it's very different depending on the person. And if you actually did that,
Hoppe, like one of the kings.
Oh, he didn't want a king. He just argued that the benevolent monarch is better than democracy, which I think is probably true. I've said a billion times. I'm sure, like, repeal the 19th, and I'm like, let's just get rid of voting. And they're like, replace it with what? I was like, I don't fucking know. Let's just get rid of it.
So I mean, all right. So here's where my diagnosis of the problem has come to. Capitalism and liberalism have nothing in them that have an interest for communities, families, or humanity.
You're right. They work very well if the communities already have a shared thing and they agree to operate under those rules. But if they don't, then you get nowhere. But that's true. That's true for any ideology, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you throw people under like some monarchistic rule where certain ideas are forced upon people, you're still going to have dissent, and it's going to be just as bad as if you have people not agreeing to live under some sort of liberal principles.
I don't think you're right, right? I think you're off on that one, right? And the reason I'm going to tell you why, right? The reason why I don't think that you're correct about that is because literally in the capitalist market as a whole, because like what it is, like capitalism as a whole is like, it's a way of distributing goods very well. Like, it's a very efficient way of distributing motherfucking like goods to humanity, right? And it makes things fucking profitable and cheap and all these type of things. That's what it's for.
No, it's not even that. Like,
okay,
I'm sorry. Like, I think you have it wrong. Capitalism, like, I know it gets called the word. If you want to call it like free market economies, if that makes you feel better, I'm okay with that. It's just what happens when you allow individuals, to make choices and trade freely without any sort of intervention. Right? It is the natural state of things. It is not it is actually, like, capitalism in and of itself is not an economic theory that you should push to say, like, things are going to be great if we work this way. All the capitalist theorists, especially like the Rothbardian position, all they talk about, like, when they're talking about the economy, they're saying, like, if you give people free choice to do what they're going to do with their money, and you allow them to own property, this is what we predict will be the outcome. Like, they say nothing more of whether or not it's right or wrong.
Okay.
Like, it's not a prescription or a set of policies. It's just the idea that individuals choose.
All right, so like me and CK, we go back and forth on a word, right? Or actually, like he has a really good way of putting it. He said, like MMT is a very good descriptor. It's a shitty prescription, right? It's very good at describing what happens, but it's very garbage at saying what you should do, right?
Yeah.
And so when I talk about capitalism, I'm using it in 21st century, 21st century motherfucking fucking descriptive way, looking at it from here, right? What it is.
If I
right,
looked at capitalism these days, I would look at it. It's like more like corporatism, which is a controlled economy, which is something the free market people. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't want to call it capitalism, I'm fine with that. But the free market economists do not approve of current capitalism.
Well, even if you go back to say like the 1920s and 30s, right? Like what capitalism does, right? As a whole, as a descriptive thing, not prescriptively, right? This is like a descriptive ideology, right? Idea is basically it distributes goods very efficiently, right? It's better than communism. It's better than socialism, right? It's, you know what I'm saying, like as good as the barter system.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to say
whatever,
at this
right?
point, I absolutely agree. Like, free market economies make it so that it takes it, like, people don't actually have to know that much information themselves to sell their goods. They just have to, like, pay attention to the price index of what they're doing, right? Which is why the people that make fucking rubber for pencils can make the amount of rubber for pencils without having anything to do with the people that actually make pencils. They have no clue. They have no clue how it works.
Yeah. Right. So, like, and that's a great thing as a whole, right? But the problem comes down to when you have no restrictions on it as a whole. And I understand, like, your premise of, like, you know, the government picks winners and losers and allowing individuals to monopolize and fucking take crony capitalism and payoffs. Cut that out of the way, right? As a whole, it ends up creating a market for everything, every part and aspect of human life.
Mm-hmm. And what is
that's
the problem
where the problem comes into?
Why?
Right? That's where why? Because
why and what's better?
You have them. You have a market for propaganda. Is the issue. You have a market for advertising. That's an issue. You have a market for mass media. That's an issue. Right? And in all these things, what ends up happening is that it shapes. It stops being a motherfucking shoe that's like forming a boot. It starts being a boot that's forming the foot.
All right,
if that makes any sense.
Look, I agree with you that problem can arise in a society that it was initially based on capitalism. What system can avoid that? Like, if your answer is like any system is vulnerable to that, then I would still say, well, what system is best to start out with? And I would say capital. Like, any kind of free market economy is better than any other way of structuring an economy, especially any kind of command economy. Yeah, like, if you don't have an answer to, like, how capitalism is susceptible to that, which I agree it is, but if you don't have an answer to what system is not susceptible to it, then I would still say Like, it's not to throw away capitalism. It's like we need to fucking get that shit out of our society.
And I know, like, here's the problem that, like, I think you're having and a lot of people have when motherfuckers, like, insult capitalism. Like, they're coming at it, like, usually from, like, a Marxist or, like, a fucking communist or some
No,
psychology.
I don't give a
No.
shit that you're insulting capitalism.
No. I mean, like, I'm not being, like, begrudging towards capitalism. I approach capitalism because that's where we are, right? It's like when you want to talk about government, we talk about American politics because I don't give a fuck about Bolivia. You know what I mean? like I don't know shit about the Bolivar. You know, like it is what it is, right? You know, so like the mentality is that so when we're looking at our structure, I go, all right, well, what can we do to make this better for human beings? Is the question.
Yeah, that's a question. Like, I want the answer. What's the answer?
I personally think the answer is technology restriction.
All right, who makes the decision on what we restrict? Who makes the decision, Pnoid?
The Department of Labor.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
it's
it's done by, all right, so what you have to do is you have to merge the Department of Education, at least the part that knows what motherfuckers are educated, right? And like has like the test scores. You have to change the education system.
all right.
completely.
So
Right?
we
So you can
just have
test
to.
people to see what they're good at.
If we create the
Right?
perfect bureaucracy to make the right decisions, we can avoid this problem.
If you do it right, I think you could. Like, all right, here's what you do. Here's what you do. No, I got it. Here's what you do, right? You incentivize, right? The same way that like you incentivize Wall Street to make the proper stock trades, you incentivize these motherfuckers to put individuals in the positions to be able to afford a fucking lifestyle, to have a family, right? To have a solid measure of going, okay, so if you have houses costing $400,000 on average, right? Which is where we are right now. You need to be able to go, all right, what's a 30-year mortgage for an average person? Not the best credit, not the worst credit, but an average person, right? And you go, all right, what is a quarter? What is that mortgage payment every month?
All right,
What is
so
a quarter of a motherfucker's income that they should make, right? And that should be a quarter of what somebody makes every month, right? And then what you do is you go, we're going to restrict immigration. We're going to restrict the ability of people to motherfucking take their jobs and put them elsewhere, right? And we're going to restrict motherfucking, depending on like where these people are that need the help. And I think it's really the Rust Belt at this point that we're talking about. And I mean, right now at the moment, right? What we're going to do is we're going to stand here and restrict the ability of individuals to import goods that would motherfucking stand here and compete with them.
Look, I believe that if you were making all these decisions, it'd be great. But so how is society going to appoint these people to these positions to make those decisions? How are we going to do it?
Make them lucrative.
All right, so we offer a lot of money for people to come in and say that they're going to solve these problems. So, and you trust that that's going to make it.
No. Yo, you monitor. All right, so like really simply put, if I want, say like if I want a guy to do like ever heard of like order selecting or drywall, guys that do drywall, ever heard of them?
Sure, doesn't actually matter, but sure.
Okay, well it does, right? So like guys that do drywall, they get paid by the sheet, right? And the reason why they get paid by the sheet is if you pay them by the hour, they'll do a quarter of the work that they would do if you pay them by the sheet, right? And so like what you do is you incentivize these individuals to go like, all right, so every 100 extra people who have fucking sustaining jobs and have homes, we're going to give you an extra $100 a month or $100 a week, whatever it is, right? You know what I mean? And then you literally incentivize these people to get as many motherfuckers as possible to be able to be in the positions to be in good communities, good jobs, good fit them.
So what's going to happen is somebody's going to be in charge of making sure that they get the incentive marker correct to make these decisions, and that is going to be better than private individuals having to compete against the free market, deciding their own incentive marker or wages. And if we do that, if we just have the right people that are smart enough to make the decisions in charge of how to incentivize these people, then we can get everything right and solve these problems.
Well, all right, and then on top of that, you have to shrink the size of the country.
All right, so
Right, this can't be something that's done in this country, in this state.
all right,
Right, it
so
has to be. You have to break this motherfucker into pieces.
so instead of 320 million people, we're going to talk about like a million people in 320 countries.
Something along these type of lines, right? I don't think 320 countries. That's way too many fucking countries. But like,
Well, in that
you know
way,
what I mean? Like,
in that way, the people we appoint, the ones that fuck up, like we pay attention to, and the ones that do well, we pay attention to, and then everybody tries to morph to the people that do well. So that sounds like federalism, which is pretty cool. So I'll agree with the federalism, but everything else you just said is like, I'm honestly like it. No matter what the flaws are in allowing free markets, like you've made a bigger problem with centralizing the power. And even if you decentralize it down to 1 million people, the problem's still there. I'm sorry, Tom. Like, I understand that, like, it sounds fucking great to think that there's a great solution to some of these major problems. That I agree. Because capitalism, like free markets, don't even pretend to solve it, right? Free markets, all they do is, like, all you do in a free market is, you put your best self out there and try to make money, right? And you hope that everybody else is trying to do it, and some people are going to fall behind. But the alternative is what you just proposed, and the question to ask is like, there's no way to normalize it. It's not any different than what the Marxist wants to do. You can't command the economy. You can't force people that suck to like be good.
Well,
it's never going to happen.
Agree with you. Right. So, all right. So here's what it is, right? So what we were originally motherfucking like talking about when it really comes down to it is having the mental that shit, man, I lost my fucking train of thought completely. But anyway, right. So like
what we're talking about is no, look, what we're talking about was where liberalism goes wrong. And you described an entire economy that goes wrong just as fast as even faster than liberalism, because you have to determine that there's people that are going to make right decisions when you centralize the power, and just the fact that centralized power exists, maybe you get the right people for a little bit, but you're not going to have them forever, and they're going to fuck it up or they're going to become corrupt, and we know this.
Here's the thing,
we know this with history.
Thing, right? Like, yo, I know that, like, at our current governmental structure, this would never work, right? And I know that, like, with the size of our country as in general thing, this would never work. There's a reason why, like, you took, the Federal Reserve and, like, fucking took away the power of the Congress and the motherfucking Senate to be able to, like, dictate what it does.
Yeah, I understand.
Like,
all we've done in this country...
Go ahead.
All we've done in this country is move further and further away from the classical liberal idea of a free market economy into a command economy. And with the current Federal Reserve, like, I know you agree with me on this. You were like a Ron Paulite, but you're also repeating some, like, once again, I think neo-reactionaries have a lot of good points. I've listened to Mitch's Small book. I've read some of it. You know I have, because you've seen, like, oh, you've been reading some Mitch's Small book. Like, no, I get him. Like, I understand it, but I think he's completely wrong on his prescriptions as well. I still think, like, universal liberalism, classical liberalism, libertarianism, like, if you have a society that is instilled with those values, like, you're going to have a prosperous society.
Well, here's the thing. I don't care about it being prosperous either. That's the other half, too, right? Like, it's not about the society as a whole being prosperous. It's about, are the human beings okay? Right? And they're not right.
It's not like those two things are devoid of each other. Anyway, you know what?
They are. No, because people have tons of money and are still sick. Right? Physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, they're fucked. As a whole, like, what is it? Like, fucking a third of our country has fucking diabetes? You know what I mean? These aren't poor people who have diabetes. They're fucking well off. They're middle class people who have diabetes, upper middle class, right?
No,
Fucking like 50% of all of our women in this country have a fucking mental disorder.
TVM is me saying that I think Minch's mold bug is wrong in his prescriptions, and I think universal liberalism is the way. My name is Sean Tracy, aka Accelerate. I am not retarded. I have studied this, for a long time. I tend to agree with the Mises school and the, up to Rothbard, newer people, Ron Paul, Tom Woods, idea of the how an economy should work, and I kind of stick to that.
Yeah, like I don't think that the libertarians have it right as a whole, right? And at least with a government, our government.
Well, no, the libertarians have no way of. So here's where the libertarians are wrong. They don't. This is where, like I said, Hans Hermann Hoppe was actually got some things right. Is that people are going to form communities and governments, right? That's going to happen, but they're going to be really small.
Yeah, and our centralized cities and industrial areas are fucking shit for human life. That's my mentality.
Anyway, we have actually Doku and Mike and Mr. Unknown in here, and if Mr.
I didn't want to interrupt you guys. You're going at it.
If Mr. Argent VM wants to come in here and argue with me, you're more than welcome to join.
Yo, happy fucking anniversary, yo.
Yo,
Yeah.
what?
Yo, I like all this shit you got going on the YouTube, bro. This shit looks crazy.
Man, fucking, this is Excel, man. This is my goddamn producer and shit. He used to run all my shit for me back in the day.
Bro, I don't know what this is, but I can't stop looking at it.
Oh,
I don't know. I just saw anniversary and I thought it was a good excuse to drink. So cheers.
Salute. Right?
It was kind of a joke, man. I've been on vacation and I haven't had a lot of time to do this kind of shit lately. And I was just like,
it's been like fucking 3 years. God damn it.
It hasn't been fucking 3. You're right. It's been a little while since we did our show together, but it's not
it was before COVID.
No, sure, but it's not like we didn't get on streams together and talk. Since November though.
I'll bet you we can count on one hand the amount of times you've been on stream with me since you decided to take your hiatus to go play video games.
I'm sure I did that. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Video games are bad,
Look,
bro.
I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I just believed in you until Susan said, "Fuck you, Tom P."
Figure out what video games are, bro. It's digital masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
Except you don't nut.
Yeah. So again, we gotta get back to this mental, right? Because I love this ideology. Because right now, my boy right here, Mike, my boy Mike is literally reshaping his life off of these ideologies, right? Of going I don't like the current human motherfucking condition, and I want to stand here and live better, right? And there's a lot of this I'm seeing online right now, a fucking lot, right? Where literally everybody's kind of going, they have Jesus cells or fucking whatever, right? Because people are just I don't want to stand here and motherfucking do this anymore. I don't want to live this way. I want to fucking live a better way as a human being, right? And there's no room for this in our modern society as a whole, and our in general structure of our society doesn't really allow for this.
Well, it's because we have a society of convenience and excess, and this happens throughout history, and kind of what you two were talking about earlier. When you end up with a society that has convenience and excess as one of its core tenets, whether it's through a conquest or regardless if it's through advancement of technology or it's a geographic advantage that they have, you'll notice that societies will always move, especially if they're free societies, will move towards this more centralized form of control, whether it's through a free market where you end up with monopolies, or whether it's through an open government where you end up with government structures. You can't expect the market to regulate itself because it's always going to seek profit, the same way you can't expect the government to regulate itself because it's always going to seek to further its own power. And you get this weird, things get really, really good, then they get really, really shitty, then they fucking collapse, and something else comes up to take its place. I don't know what that something is, but I do feel like we're in a collapsing phase.
Like, there certainly is a cycle. Like, even Marx, like, in 1850 was like, oh my god, like, people are becoming so much more fucking wealthy, and it's crazy. Even, like, your little people, they're living the same, but it turns out they're slaves, and we need to completely reimagine society and turn one class against the other until we get to a point where everybody's just reading fucking poetry and fucking there's rainbows and butterflies everywhere, which is not that far away from Marxist ideology.
Yeah, I feel like we just need to go backwards because like everything we did was fucking wrong.
we've actually like me and Tom P have talked about this a long time. Is like one of our biggest fucking problems, even as individuals, is we don't live in a world where we just have to fucking like fight and live for food anymore, like our fucking biology and evolutionary psychology meant us to be, right? Like, what was it, Tom P? Like, on that note, you're just like, I know how to solve all of Africa's problems. Stop feeding them.
I think the biggest problem, yo, man can't rule man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think like that
men can rule, man, right? But like, the problem is when like you think that you can completely rule a man, right? That's the issue in the end of the day, right? So like, no matter who we are as a whole, like we're going to like form into tribes and like form in like have ways to be able to protect ourselves from other tribes because people are going to go hungry, like shit's going to get fucked up elsewhere. You know what I mean? And like that's just the natural state of man. So that's why we have like just tribes and states and, you know, tribes and nations and cultures and the whole deal, right? And in that, you're going to have to go like there's a guy who's better than everybody else at conducting this warfare to be able to keep us safe. And you're going to put that fucking guy in charge because like, yo, he needs to have that fucking power to be able to do what he has to do. And he's going to have to command other men to be able to take care of the women and the children, you know what I mean? Like who are motherfucking relying upon him because you know what I mean, live in this motherfucking area and you don't want to like have to worry about them fucking dying. So like that's the natural state of things. You know what I mean?
Tom, I can make a statement though and just say that it's never worked. And I'd be right.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It has never worked. But on the same point, like it's not supposed to long term.
But yo, how many thousand years do we gotta try this shit before we realize it still don't work?
Yo, but it's never like none of this is ever going to work. It wasn't meant to work. We're not like ready for any of this shit to work.
Yo, I agree with you. And I'm gonna be honest, I think the only thing that could actually fix this shit is the creator who made it. Because it's just way too fucked up.
Alright, I get to stop right. Like, Tom P, you're like in Pennsylvania. I'm in Missouri.
Mike's in Missouri.
Yeah, I'm up in the Ozarks.
Oh shit, Mr. Unknown, where you at?
New Zealand.
Doku?
Yeah.
DC.
in Maryland.
No,
I'm from New Zealand.
We're all sitting here.
I'm in Northern Virginia.
We're all sitting here basically fucking talking for free at any part of the fucking country, and you're gonna say nothing changed, nothing worked. Shit works. Like, it's moving along. Granted, like, there's still problems, but...
How is this free? You don't pay for internet and electricity?
Yeah. Shit. You ever had to make a long-distance phone call? Back when that was a real thing?
Yeah, bro. I grew up without technology.
Yes.
Oh, gee. Oh, my...
I was in the 1990s, bro, where like I didn't get a cell phone until I was 13, and it was a Nokia that was basically like it had one game, bro, Snake.
You didn't get a cell phone.
I miss those fucking phones.
I was in my 20s by the time Nokia came out.
Yeah, but you older than me, dog.
You used to have a pager, bro.
I'm just saying, like, these kids now are born with a fucking iPad in their pocket.
Dude, they're not just born with them. The public school gives them freaking iPads to fucking learn on and shit.
It's because they want them to be retarded.
Yeah.
the point
Yeah.
I'm trying to make is the human condition right now is much better than it was certainly 100 years ago. Most definitely
that's
50
where I
years
disagree.
ago. Even 20.
I disagree.
Because you're just like, you don't give a shit about the convenience, the life experience, the amount of happiness. All you care about is the fact that they don't have to fucking fight for shit anymore, which is you think is a big part of the human experience, which you're probably right on, which is why we get into situations where we are right now, right? We have
But yo,
Yeah, I mean,
weak
like-
men.
I mean, like, yo, were we healthier then or now?
how long can we juggle this though?
Naturally, we were healthier then, but
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I don't
with-
think we're literally doing better as humans.
with
This shit
what-
comes at a cost, bro. How do you keep juggling this act? You know what I mean? Eventually, the house of card come down, and that's what this is. It's all fucking made up.
Well,
The
that's
same-
the thing. Like societies are going to change based upon certain circumstances. Like what Pino was saying. Like, yes, you can have men rule men, and you're going to elect the best person for the job because there's whether it's an internal crisis or an existential crisis or something else. But once that crisis is done, once that's over, it's society has to unwind, and that usually takes a very long time by comparison. And I would argue what we're dealing with right now is we're watching society coming to the end of that unwinding phase, and we're going to have a different sort of crisis, which I would argue the one we're looking at right now is financially, but I don't know. It could be war.
I would argue. I would
By the
argue
way-
it's demographic.
And
Right now.
demographically could be one thing.
I just want to respond to Argent TVM who thinks I'm a retard chat about long distance phone calls. You're right. If you actually use the old school technology to call people long distance, it's probably still pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I talk to some guy from China on Discord every day, and it's like much higher quality than the phone, and it costs me nothing other than the $50 a month I pay for my internet bill. So
But yo, how important is it to talk to people in China?
it's not that it's important. It's just that like the fact that I can do that is fucking crazy compared
Just saying,
to
your average
20
person in
years
China
ago.
don't speak English. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I think your average person in China does speak English,
Nah,
at least a little bit.
nah, bro. We're talking population like numbers.
Yeah.
We're not talking your average person
Alright,
that has
alright.
internet.
Your average person that has the luxury of living in urban China.
Yeah, but that's not a lot of people.
I actually don't know what the
That's a
numbers
lot.
are these
That's a
days.
lot of fucking people, son. Yo, the Chinese.
still a lot of
urban
people.
population is ridiculous.
I'm saying
It's a
compared to the
lot.
total population, the percentage is small.
No. The percentage is high. I think the urban population in China is like 93%.
Well, it's also skipping my fucking point. Like, I used to never be able to talk to somebody in China in voice without paying a shit ton of money to call them. Now it's
Alright.
pretty
I mean,
easy.
All right.
I mean,
How
let's
you
keep
let
it
me
a
ask-
buck,
Yeah.
though.
Doesn't
like,
even matter
is
what language I speak.
communication-
I can do it.
Is international communication something that's like motherfucking that important? It's just like, is mass media, is it positive? Is any of these things positive for us?
You know what
As
shit, to be completely fucking honest, it probably is.
Yeah.
In the long run. Like, we don't fucking know it, but I don't feel that far away from this guy that lives in China. I just don't, like, when I talk to him.
Yeah.
Like,
It
we
depends
do
on how you
the
use
same
it,
things, we
honestly.
want the same things. He's not sitting there just being like, yes, bring all your manufacturing to my country because I give a shit. No, he's not. He doesn't
They're
care.
communism. Well, they're communist country, and they're really strict of
No, I don't.
yeah,
What are they strict?
like censorship and stuff when they connect to the Western world, like this.
Don't. It's true.
China, yeah.
No, it's true. All that is shit. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how anybody can look at the last 20 years and just be like, technology is actually bringing your regular people closer together, and cheaper. Like, that is
I think you're
that
missing
is the
the big
thing that is
point.
actually happening. What's
Yo,
the
you're
big
missing
point?
the big point, though. Look.
What's the big one I'm missing?
Here it is. All right, look at the last 20 years. Look at the evolution of society, how they've gone into this snowflake you know what I'm saying, the snowflake safe zone, just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, liberal nonsense. This is perpetrated and enabled by the availability of internet so they can sit here and push propaganda 24/7 to all these idiots that'll sit there and absorb it.
Look,
And the internet has fundamentally given them the ability to brainwash society into being fucking pussies.
Yeah, that is actually a completely different fight than what I was talking about.
It's all,
and
it's
I
all
agree
relative.
with you. That is a big fight that needs to be pushed. Like,
all relative, bro.
But what is that being
when you
caused
didn't have
by?
the internet, yo, your dad, bro, was a fucking real man. You get what I'm saying? The people in the before the internet, they were real men because they went out in the world, they spoke to real fucking people. You know, you couldn't sit there and pull this snowflake shit because there was 10 other guys there to be like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But now you go on the internet, you say something, and then you got, you know, 50 liberal snowflakes jumping out going, you fucking racist. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's no accountability because you can't smack them in the fucking face.
It's actually something I was talking about a year before it was popularized in Tom Peake.
People didn't do this shit in person because they would get the shit kicked out of them.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and like I said,
it was self-regulating.
Tom P knows, like, I was bringing that to attention to people a year before it was popularized, just what it actually is, which is critical theories.
Why do you think people in the hood are real? It's not because they're real because they don't have money. It's real. They're real because in the hood, if you say the wrong fucking thing, you get the shit smacked out of you. So you tend to be real. You know what I mean?
And this is the humanity point of it, right? So like, as men, like as human males, you know what I mean, like as animals, we've become worse. Like through all this technology, right? Like the sedentary lifestyles, the the lack thereof of real actual human interaction and affection and attention and motherfucking like the family formation, the community formation, like we know more about each other than any of us knows about our neighbors. That's a problem. And that's something that needs to be addressed. You know what I mean? And that's something that like we can't fix without taking away, you know what I mean, some of the technology that's been formed over the past, you know what I mean, like 40 or 50 years.
I mean, to be fair, I've never seen, I see all the fucking TikTok videos and shit, but I've never gone out in public and seen any of these people on TikTok out in real life. But that's also the reason I won't go to certain college campuses, because I know it's basically nothing but a giant fucking hive mind of TikTok fucking morons. But then again, that's human collectivism. Yeah. They're all gonna, they're gonna gather in like-minded groups.
And I've met these people. I went to the park and like, I was in the mountains, all right? And I went to the fucking park with my kids. And literally, like, I'm sitting there shooting basketball or whatever, hanging out. And, like, I'm sitting there and some little kid walks up. He's like 12 or 13, whatever. And, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know how to shoot. So I'm helping him, whatever. I'm like, oh, fucking, like, goddamn it. Like, you know, extend your elbow, fucking, you know, move your wrist. I mean, like, here, go off the motherfucking corner, the backboard, whatever. And then his sister comes up. She goes, my name's Axel and my pronouns are Zhe or Ja.
Oh,
right?
What?
Yeah. And I'm in the fucking mountains in the Appalachians. I'm next to a river and like fucking I'm shooting at a fucking hoop that has like a rusted backboard and chain nets, right? And they're not even connected right. I'm not in a nice area.
Yeah.
This is what we're fucking raising, and we're making our fucking people worse as humans.
Yeah.
If my kid said that shit, I'd say, shut the fuck up.
I feel you. My kid says that shit, I'll punch him in the fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Real quick, Argent VM, who thinks I'm retarded, says, to be fair to me, he thinks boomers were prime examples of snowflakery at unprecedented levels. That is actually true. It is so true. That is why this new ideology of, like, you know, like critical race theory bullshit, right, is so seductive to people. It's because they grew up in this time where, like, the idea was like, oh, we just have to sacrifice ourselves for the other, right? It
wasn't the boomers as a whole, all right? It was the boomers who were busy caring about all this bullshit while all the rest of the boomers were doing coke and fucking hookers.
True.
Those boomers were just doing their own shit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Nonetheless, like these new ideologies, what they praise on, like, your
like
I want to say, like, your liberal instincts, which is like, of course I want everybody to be treated fucking fairly and equally. Oh, you're gonna tell me they're not? Oh, they're still not. What do I have to do to make them be treated fairly? Just agree with you guys? Okay, cool. I'm on board.
Well, like, yo, it's all the boomers' fault, right? You know what I'm saying?
Turns
At the end
out
of the
Let the
day,
reins
like,
go.
Turns out my
I'm
8-year-old
blaming,
that
I'm
likes
blaming all women.
I
turns out
agree. They let the reins go and they let the fucking snowflakes take control while they partied. I agree.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I know
Like, the
it is.
degeneracy of their fucking generation
Yeah.
fucked all of us.
The
Exactly.
ones
Whether like,
the one said
and then once you try to correct them about shit, like, you know, I know you've had these conversations. I've had them with my pops as well. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, pops, you do understand that, like, you shouldn't let your bitch, you know what I'm saying, walk all over you, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you gotta put your fucking foot down for these fucking broads. You know what I mean? He's like, son, you hate women. I know you hate women so much. Like, I don't fucking hate women, dummy. Like, the fuck out of here. I made women. I keep making people with women. Like, what the fuck is, why would I hate them? The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Right? But like, yo, we can't like have these basic because like they were brainwashed and never let go of it, and never learned nothing because they were busy fucking doing coke and fucking hookers. And I mean, and being retarded, and you know what I mean, like, yo, living their motherfucking lives and not paying any type of attention to anything going to fuck on around them.
Agreed. And
Yeah.
when
I
they
mean,
came out
it
of the
also
haze,
real
when the
quick, man.
dust cleared, bro, the world was a snowflake safe zone.
I
And
just
they
gotta
adapted to it.
I gotta tell some reality,
Yeah.
Tom P, dude. Like, if your fucking 7-year-old boy kid that likes Frozen,
Oh,
then it's actually a girl, and you better fucking get them on hormone therapy immediately for gender affirmation surgery, or else you're a fucking bigot.
Get some help.
Well, to be fair, what Tom P was saying is actually pretty on point because
It was.
there are two problems. The first one is being complacency, because complacent people allow bullshit to happen, and the second is being just blindly tolerant for the sake of being tolerant, because you're inevitably going to invite in that which is gonna destroy you. Like,
God,
you have to fucking put your foot down at some point in time.
that fucking complacency thing is exactly why, like, 2016, Donald Trump. I was like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I voted for Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
2020, Donald Trump, fuck yeah, I voted for him. You know why? Because I knew the
Yeah.
next president was going to be complacent to that bullshit ideology. And what has happened? He's been more than complacent. Who was the woman of the year for Time Magazine again?
Not a
isn't
woman.
it that the health department broad?
Broad. Dude.
But see, that's my point, though. Is like, you're going to allow this type of shit and you're going to let it go too far. And the people that let it go too far are the ones who are complacent, the ones who are going to stand up and be like, "Yo, no, fuck this." Like, I mean, let's be perfectly fucking real about this. We have individuals on the far left now going, "Why are conservatives so concerned about children being groomed?" I don't know. Maybe because I
Yeah.
don't want a stranger talking to my kid about sex without my fucking knowledge or consent. Like,
I know.
and they
Like,
think that this is a problem.
they're
Like,
just
this is what tolerance and complacency
Well,
gets you.
hold on. Here's the argument. They're just like, that bill's so bullshit because none of this is happening. Like, you don't need to pass a bill to stop K through third graders from being told about like gender and sexuality shit because nobody's teaching that. That's their argument. And I was
Well, I
like,
got
if
some
that
good
was
news.
true, why would somebody be so fucking crazy to oppose it or
And Excel,
mischaracterize the bill?
I know you've probably seen me say this shit before. The only reason you would be upset about being told you're not allowed to talk to kids, strangers' kids, prepubescent kids about sex means either you are doing it, you plan on doing it, or you know someone who's doing it. Otherwise, you
Well,
wouldn't
see,
be
yo,
upset
like,
about it.
here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is the reasons behind it, right? It's not the fact that these motherfuckers are like, you know, what I mean, interdimensional space demons are trying to rape children. That's not it at all. What it is they are trying to find more of their own kind,
Might be a
right?
few of those.
Yeah, I feel where you are, right? But we'll fucking address them niggas later, right? You know what I'm saying? Right, but like they want to find more of their own kind, and their own kind are like motherfucking homosexuals from the start. So they want to stand here and like get as many of them motherfucking in the open as possible so that they're able to motherfucking like live their lives more freely and expand their fucking ranks. Because these metropolitan motherfucking cosmopolitan elite individuals don't really have the ability to have more kids because of the fact that they tend to like either cut their penises off or be homosexuals who pound each other in the ass. You know what I mean?
You
That
know, I
doesn't make
actually
me.
I actually pointed that out to somebody earlier, not earlier, but like a couple of days ago, and I was trying to talk to them about this. It's like, look, these individuals aren't having kids, and we have statistical proof. We can actually go and look at studies that show that yes, children do mirror the ideology and political mindset of their parents. Well, these individuals aren't having kids. Why do you think they're attracted to, and no pun intended, professions where they get to influence the mindset of young and impressionable children? It's because it keeps the ideology and the mindset going. There are some individuals out there who will flat out admit it. They'll flat out say, "Yes, I want to be in a position of teaching because in their minds they think they're making the world a better place or they're doing some greater good or this or that." And you let that go on for long enough. I mean, it wasn't that long ago before like the whole Desmond was amazing drag kid thing was going on. And then you see that on frickin' mainstream media like public broadcast television. It's why I'm so irritated with the term
Michael
normalize.
fucking Strahan sat down with that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Old buck tooth McGillicuddy on the fucking Giants. One of the best middle linebackers in Giants history next to motherfucking Lawrence Taylor. Legit sat down with that dude on Good Morning America and smiled like it was fucking normal.
Yo, Pnoid, you're cutting out,
the way
dude.
about it.
Yeah.
Huh?
You cut out there. You cut out there for a second, man.
Yo.
I said, oh, you know, if one of his kids fucking turned out that way, he'd feel some sort of kind of way about it.
Yeah.
Well, and again, that's the thing is when they say they're trying to normalize this, is because they're trying to push the envelope as far as fucking possible. Because to be blunt, if they don't, their ideology would be gone in 2 generations, and they know it. And whether they know it consciously or subconsciously, it's the fucking truth.
Can we shout out Uncle Ted real quick?
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we should shout out Uncle Ted, right? Because Uncle Ted spoke on this, right? And Uncle Ted flat out said, he said, look, you know what I'm saying? The fucking corporate goddamn machine wants individuals to not have any goddamn machismo, not to have any fucking masculinity, not to have any fucking aggression, to be able to accept whoever the fuck it is comes into fucking corporate office with no fucking culture, no heritage, no motherfucking differences, so they can fucking flip you in and out like a goddamn cog in a motherfucking machine. And that's all they fucking care about. Right. And with them pushing this transgender fucking homosexual goddamn agenda, it's destroying the motherfucking masculinity of the individuals around them, which adds into motherfucking having more people into the goddamn corporate system so they can have more motherfuckers be able to be, you know what I mean, fucking indoctrinated into their fucking way of thinking and shit. If I can shout out Uncle Ted, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's not wrong.
The Unabomber had it right. I'll be real. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'd be throwing bombs to the bed.
By the way, tomorrow, if Pnoid News does not exist on YouTube anymore, that line was it.
Yeah.
The Unabomber did nothing wrong, motherfuckers.
Unabomber did nothing wrong. All right, legit. Okay? Fuck Hitler. We should motherfucking switch that out with the Unabomber and see how that one goes on 4chan.
Yeah.
Alright, well, cool. Channel's done.
I'm glad I bought beer.
I'm glad y'all are here tonight for the 21st anniversary of Pnoid Live.
At least the last one.
We've been doing this.
Legit.
We've been doing this for 21 years, and Susan's algorithm is totally gonna eat us after what Tom P just said.
You know, I was gonna say if you're gonna go out, you might as well go out with a bang, but I feel like that'd be in bad taste.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a button. Here's the other part. Here's the other part, right?
That would be in bad. That would. Oh, hold on, real quick. No, I gotta stop you. That would be in bad taste. Going out with a bang? No, Tom P's going out with a boom.
With a boom. Yo, right, here comes another boom for you, right? Yo, the Unabomber talked about motherfucking 2 different types of propaganda. He said integration propaganda and motherfucking agitation propaganda. Legitimately, this whole entire Ukraine war situation and all the propaganda they're pushing is all motherfucking agitation propaganda against fucking Russia.
So it's propaganda.
And it's successful as fuck. This is the greatest propaganda fucking campaign I have ever goddamn seen.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Well, yo, they also got equal propaganda on the other side, though.
What?
The Russians is pushing propaganda for like, oh, it's Christian values, and they're rallying Christendom behind them. You know what I'm saying? And they're sitting here talking about biolabs and all kinds of other next level shit. They're like, yeah, we're here fighting the deep state. You know what I mean? And it's just madness.
You know
Well, they're not wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like literally that broad Valerie motherfucking whatever the fuck her names is, right? Pollard or Poacher or fucking, you know, I have no idea.
Mhm.
Anyway, right? That bitch literally admitted that there was motherfucking biolabs in that bitch.
What?
No, like, yo, I agree. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to be the good guy, and the reality is there ain't no good guy. They're just all fighting for power.
Yeah, there's never gonna be a good guy, right? But like, I literally like just in general don't fucking care, and I don't think we should be involved. That's my mental.
I got some good news and some bad news. You know what I'm saying? The trajectory of what's going on, if you look at the plans of these, you know what I mean, World Economic Funds and shit, they're planning on collapsing the whole shit, right? And we know that. Now, that's the bad news. But the good news is that when the shit does collapse, there's going to be a small window of time where people are going to possibly have the chance to overthrow, you know what I'm saying, this whole shit. So in that little window of opportunity, we might have hope if people wake the fuck up in the information age with, you know, all the information they could possibly ever want in their pocket. You know what I mean?
Yo,
That's all I pray for.
Can I shill for my cause real quick? I'm just saying.
Sure.
Yo, look. I mean, like, yo, look. We could build a following if your ass would motherfucking get back on the goddamn cartoon and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting that out there right now.
Yo,
I gotta go grab some drink.
I've been said it, you know what I mean? Like, I really did like the cartoon, and it really did fuck me up, like, personally, like, walking away from it, kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of breaking my word and my bond. But at the end of the day, I kind of ran into it without knowing exactly what we was going to be doing, and then the way it started to evolve didn't agree with, you know, like, the stance that I'm taking.
You also need a fucking editor, dude. Like, that shit was, like, so slow-paced.
Bro, I mean, it was the first one. Yeah.
It sounds like you need like a guy that has like kind of a taste for it and like can like use like Adobe After Effects and shit like that to add some flavor.
Yeah, you gotta give us a break, bro. Right? I learned how to animate in one night and put together the whole first shit in like, you know what I mean, 2 weeks basically. All the animation by myself and shit. You know what I mean? So we did the best we could, but it was gonna get better. But you know, y'all didn't see the second episode, so.
I saw them both. I was just like jokes at Tom P. and he's like, "What's your honest opinion?" And I was like, "Dude, you need an editor." Like,
yo, look, you gotta understand that I went from not knowing anything, right, to literally animating a show in a week. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we did the best we could, and it was gonna improve. But the issue was I couldn't put in all the time required. It was a lot of time. That first shit took me, you know, hundreds of hours put together, even though it wasn't amazing.
I fucking know. Like, for Tom P, like, I used to do, like, weird openings for him in After Effects, and they weren't even that great, and they would take me hours.
And I had to learn all the shit, too, like animator, and we constantly was changing, you know, the art style, we was changing the animation methods. So, I mean, you know, we did what we could, but, you know what I mean? There was just, I was having internal conflicts with the message that was being put out. And I couldn't really stand by it because of, you know, not necessarily religion, but the way that I'm walking with the Almighty right now, it wasn't really walking hand in hand. It's kind of like opposite paths. You know what I'm saying?
Good cartoon should not make you feel that way.
Well, I feel you, but, you know, it's kind of like, it's just certain shit that I'm not really supposed to involve myself with as a man. And it was kind of crossing paths. So, I mean, it's just kind of like a personal thing, you know what I mean? I'm trying to better myself morally as a man.
I think I did, like, a voice on that. I was one of the news anchors in the first cartoon.
It was funny as shit, you know what I'm saying? But, like...
No, it was funny, but it needed editing. There were some problems with it. Like, it was not even the visual thing, right? You gotta slice it all together to make sense to your normies.
For a first run through, and I was the anchor guy, I guess. I forget my part. It wasn't bad.
Ah.
I don't know. I feel like I missed this cartoon. I'm gonna have to go back and try to find this.
By the way, hi Ed, how you doing, bro?
What's up, dog?
What's up, Excel? You guys doing good today? I see this is an anniversary special.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
20.
So it's known I'm not drunk and I'm not going to be threatening rape. So this is a good anniversary.
21 years after our last time streaming together, we decided to go live tonight. So you have been graced with knowing this is happening, and it might be another fucking, I don't know, what, 29 years until we do it again.
Jeez, how many years on this?
Yo, man.
Jeez.
Excel's like, I'm already regretting my decision, motherfucking. Like, one day I'm gonna go to a prospective employer, right? And like, because I said my real name on here, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you're a neo-reactionary motherfucking like trans radical motherfucking feminist and shit who believes in like motherfucking the Unabomber theories, right?" And you're just like, "Yo, you're gonna like, there's no way I'm hiring that fucking guy."
You know what?
Right? Like, what happened?
No.
Excel might be in some luck though. He could get a job at Disney. I hear they're hiring.
Real talk though, Tom P. We just talked about what's going on in my life. Like, I'm an out.
Yo, I got a thing I've been wanting to start.
If I didn't want to work a real job for the rest of my life, I don't think I have to.
You ever seen these challenges, bro?
What challenges?
Like, you ever seen like the ice bucket challenge and all these stupid things that people be doing, and they get them to go viral?
Yeah, I've seen those.
I want to make a destroy idolatry challenge and see if I can get everyone to virally just go and start fucking up like statues and shit.
So attack the Catholic Church? Wait, I'm all about that.
Yeah, like just run up in the Catholic Church and just kick over a Mary statue, bro. Just start fucking shit up, you know?
I'm sorry.
As I do it.
I hate to break it to you, man, but like the Antifa activists have already done that, so you're gonna have to come up with something better.
Who did the idolatry? They did an idolatry smackdown.
Antifa was already destroying like religious symbols and shit, man. They beat you to it.
I
hate Antifa, but I love destroying idols.
Yeah, they destroyed all the statues.
Yeah. I have goodness to Antifa. At least they do shit. You know, they actually go out federal buildings and like, yeah, we're doing this because this is the federal building. We're Republicans, we do it, and it's like, no, the cops just let us in. This was not our intention.
I mean, Mike, I hate to break it to you, man, but like, they already got people dumb enough to actually take Gorilla Glue and glue their hands to their head, so you're gonna have to be a little more creative than that. But you can get some people to do some stupid shit.
No, it's not stupid.
Let's keep it a buck. If you do it from the right wing, you're gonna end up having like the ATF come and like blow your shit the fuck up.
Before they do that, they kill your dog and your family.
No, yo, Tom. Before I destroy any idol, I'll just say that the guy who made it is racist, and then they won't care.
It works. It works. No, they will.
The sad part is that will work.
It's all racist, bro.
Oh yeah, but the ATF is just gonna be like, nah, he's on the right wing, right? And they're just gonna come and like explode you.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, it's gonna be another window, except it's gonna be like the Ozarks this time.
I'll just say that I identify as a toaster, bro.
Yep, then you're good. You're good. You
I just realized the new hands up, don't shoot is gonna be don't shoot. I have pronouns in my bio.
Right.
I identify as a wrecking ball, so destroying idols is my job. Excuse me.
Like,
I'm a Disney
I
American.
identify as my little toaster.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm a Disney American. Hands up, don't shoot. Mickey Mouse.
But yo, technically, it's part of my religion also to destroy idols. I'm commanded to do it. So like, it's religious persecution if I'm not allowed to destroy idols.
And see, the thing is, we have freedom of religion.
That's just like the same argument I can make because like my wife's name's Witchy. So she has that name for a reason. So like I can say like sacrificing children's part of my religion, but it doesn't make it right.
I didn't say it made it right. Just mean it's a decent excuse. I don't know if it's gonna work out in court or not, but you know, you'll get a few more days to live.
I would agree that people would have freedom to practice sacrificing children only if I had the freedom to go and stone them to death for doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really make it right.
Self-regulating. Just need self-regulating systems.
I've heard that song the
It
wild
was a
one.
clear black night, a clear white moon, born
Was
jeepers
used
on
on
the
the
streets,
streets
trying
trying
to
to
consume.
consume.
So,
Sir
Mike,
Christian E.
Yeah.
What up?
who's your wife? I think I've spoken to her on stream a couple times. Is it Mitzi?
Mimsy.
Minzy, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Nice to meet you, man. I think I might have talked to you like once before.
Yeah, bro. I see you all the time,
That
bro.
was in the show.
Yeah,
I know
I
he
know,
was.
man, but I'm not around that much.
We've seen you around,
Well,
bro. I
you
see you
know,
all the time.
yeah.
I do more lurking than I do chatting.
Yeah.
You
It's
do
all
more.
good.
You do more motherfucking. Like fucking scrubbing of pee out of the couch than you do motherfucking chatting. I got you.
Yeah, fair play. That was more about Ed like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. It's been a minute.
Or like three years. I want to say it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's what I'm saying. Like Excel has streamed with me. Like the amount of times Excel and me have been on stream, even on my channel in the past, like since he has quit his job as my producer, right? Is like I can count on one hand.
It's really been a while. It's been a while. It's a strange, bizarre trip.
I mean, it's been a 21-year journey, and I'm glad to be here tonight. Maybe in about another year or so, we'll have our 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, it's internet
Yo.
years. So that's about accurate. It's internet years.
Yo.
What up?
Well, hello.
Yo, man, listen, you are the worst motherfucking YouTube streamer ever in the history of motherfucking YouTube guests, right? You're as bad as like, you know what I mean, Atema the Hunt, you know what I mean, when it comes down to it.
That's a pretty low blow, Tom.
No,
That's a low blow.
I'm sorry, but Attempt the Hun got you like 1,000 subs. At least
No.
At least
Monkey got me 1,000 subs.
No,
right?
at least Tim had the balls to go head to head with Third Brilliant Monkey.
That is
She had
pretty
no
impressive.
Or was ignorant enough to do it.
I gave her the chance to shine, and she decided.
Yo, Pnoid, you're cutting out.
And then
robot.
Yo, give us the all spark, Tom.
I'll have a cry.
All right, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
I give credit to Cinema. I watched that stream. And her arguments were ridiculous, but she was brave enough to do it, and you were nice enough to do it. Like, hey, people, stop fucking with her. She's here for a reason. Stop being assholes.
Yo, I gave her the chance to shine, right? And she decided to commit seppuku on my fucking channel. Like, it is what it is. I can't fucking stop a motherfucker from committing seppuku. It's like Floyd. Remember Floyd? Floyd's like, I'll take on everybody, and then he got eaten.
I actually apologized to Floyd about that stream where I told him to hang himself and, the die hit.
Probably
I gave him like
that was a good idea. That was a good idea that you gave.
I was like, I gave him like a peace branch and like, hey, let him talk. And he's like, fuck you, Ed. So like, Ed kind of came to play then. I apologize to him since because that was stupid. But like, you were a good moderator in that debate, man. You can actually be a good moderator.
I'm a good person, right? I'm great at this job. You know what I mean? It's too bad that YouTube
By the
won't
way,
let me motherfucking money.
But that's bullshit. Tom, you cannot be a good moderator. He has too many opinions in his head.
He was fair in that. He told people to shut up. He cut off the right times. He told chat to stop fucking being mean towards Tema. And Pnoid, don't take this the personal way, man. And you won't take this personal way. You have a certain chat. You do have a certain chat, especially when it comes to women.
Where's my savages? Can I get a wall to repeal the 19th in the chat, nigga? Yo, give me a wall to motherfucking repeal the 19th. Let me get a wall. I want a wall. Everybody repeal the spam it in the chat.
Dude, going back to that stream, all Tom P had to do to make that stream good is be like, it's DFM, and just let Tim hang herself.
I helped. I tried to stand up for her. I teed her up, and she decided to motherfucking you know what I mean, just take a shit in the middle of the motherfucking stream and shit. Like, it's not my goddamn fault, right? You know what I mean?
Biggest mistake was
funny enough. Later, like afterwards, she would never admit it to you, but she like reversed her positions on a lot of the shit that she said in the stream. A lot.
Her biggest mistake during the entire debate, those two streams with those two debates, because it's broken up in two streams, was like she have anecdotal, where Turtling and Monkeys talk about generalities. Now you might be an exception to the rule, but the rule always apply. That is the biggest thing I got there.
What's funny is like Atima lived in Portland. She's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, stop these women from voting. They're fucking it all up.
Yo, legit.
Yo,
like later in life, she was there.
You know how you say repeal the 19th?
Yeah.
I say enact Genesis 3:16. All right.
Oh, Genesis.
And that verse says, "Unto a woman I said, greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Thy desire shall be thy husband, and he shall rule over you."
Yo, hell yes, I'm down. That is a base ass verse. You know what I mean? Like 100%.
Enact Genesis 3:16. That's all.
Yeah.
I'd say
how many men nowadays are willing? Like, I'm married now, so like, I would take a bullet for my wife without a hesitation. But how many men would take a bullet for their woman in general nowadays?
What's your job?
Yeah.
Well,
you're supposed to protect your family.
Yeah, exactly. But like, is that really instilled in men nowadays? Is a bigger question.
I would actually say bust back. Don't even take the bullet.
You know what?
Back.
Disregard females, make currency is the best advice Tom P ever gave me. And I've done a good job of it.
But like, let's not lie. None of us here are young men. None of us here are young men anymore.
Like, fuck bitches, get money.
God, dude, I actually have a fucking friend that I'm like I'm sitting here like, look, I can't help you anymore, man. Like, I've been playing games with you. Like, you're a cool dude. Your background, I understand. I've heard that background before. But you don't need to be talking to me, dude. You need to be talking to Tom P. And by the way, that was a advertisement too. Like, you know, you guys out there that are like just like fucking lost. You need some help. Reach out to Tom Pnoid. He's gonna do it for like free of charge. He's gonna come up with some tips, but he'll talk to you and he'll help you out.
Are you a victim of simpology? Well, come now to the Tom P. Corso in 1999, and we'll be making you into a pussy master in 0 days.
Recorded and set as the new intro to Tom P. streams.
Mike, don't take this as blasphemous, right? But like, welcome to the Church of Jesus Christ. It's not a bitch made nigga.
Jesus Christ, right? Not a bitch made nigga.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, Jesus wasn't a punk, and you should not be a fucking punk. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, Jesus was not a bitch.
That motherfucker came with a sword, and he meant it.
Yo, I'm taking it to the next level.
He said, if you have a cloak and don't have a sword, trade your cloak for a motherfucking sword.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm taking it all the way back to just Old Testament, bro. New Testament itself is just too soft in general, bro. We're just going all the way back.
I do like Old Testament because that was a young, vengeful God as compared to an older, softer God.
We're going back to the one who commanded you to hate the Amalekites, bro, and exterminate them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
whenever you see them, just
and
green light, bro. Kill on sight.
The Canaanites.
Yeah, on sight, bro. Just we popping off on them.
Rainbow Jesus was the real Jesus.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, there's a big problem with the New Testament, bro. They gave the Almighty like a makeover and made him soft.
Well, the thing is, like, I hate about American Christianity is it's always turn the other cheek. Here's the thing: the turn the other cheek is like personal things. If Tom calls me a bitch, all right, that's not a reason for me to fucking flip my shit and start acting like a crazy person. Because that's a small thing. That's a small thing. Now, if Tom smacks my wife and insults my child, and this is hypothetical, this is just the names I'm using in the panel, that's a reason where, like, you don't turn the other cheek.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, homie.
Look, here's the deal, all right? If I smack your wife, I now own her. All right? That's how that fucking works. You know what I mean?
How does that work between men, though? That's the big thing. Like, I would have to do something.
Like, you're gonna look at me and I'm like, what you gonna do? Like,
Oh,
yo,
it's plenty of
go get a
things. Like
gun.
you got tech,
Go
I
get a
got
gun,
peck.
nigga. Go get a
Yeah,
gun,
that's
nigga.
That's the
Like,
thing.
I don't,
It's the thing. I no longer have a cloak. I trade my cloak for a sword.
I
yeah,
don't
go
agree
get
with I don't agree with taking people's wives because she already, you know what I'm saying, married. So, you know what I mean? It's adultery.
And what's
I
that
feel where
like?
you are,
Tom's not going
right?
after a Jewish girl.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I might, bro. Like you admit, fucking Susan Magister is a Jewish bitch. I can get protection from like the Jews if I marry a
Oh,
Jew.
What it
God,
is, yo,
go for it.
you can marry as many women as you want that ain't married, but if a woman's already married, it's done. Unless she gets
Are
a
you getting some
certificate of
extra broads,
divorce.
Mike? Mike, are you getting
Yeah,
some extra bitches?
yeah.
Yo,
Well,
We
that's the
get
difference
you the
between
man.
a wife and a concubine
I've
at that point,
I've
though.
changed, and since I've moved away from the Old Testament, I'm now polygamy, bro.
So
Polygamy.
you have a wife, and then you have a system of concubines,
No,
which
I'm
is
gonna have
basically what a harem
multiple.
is.
I'm gonna have multiple wives.
And then you gotta give them multiple houses because bitches cannot live together.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Like
It's not
look at the
true.
story
and
of Solomon.
Nacho Diamond
It's not
and
true.
Justin Coon is here. Welcome, my brothers. Welcome.
What do
You're
you,
following the word of Tompy's dick.
what do you, yo, what are you saying? Solomon had different houses, or all his women lived in the castle, bro? Come on,
What
son.
was the downfall of Solomon? That his wives all hated and fought each other. That was the
Nah, bro.
downfall of
The
Solomon.
downfall of Solomon was that he went after other gods because he was getting pussy whipped. That was the downfall of Solomon. If he never fucked with no other gods, he would have been straight. But he started building temples to all the gods for his wives, and that's because he caved into the pussy. That was his biggest problem.
He also did summon demons. I wouldn't suggest summoning demons.
He was allowed to summon demons. Do your research.
It's more like that he had so many wives that his house fell because they all
No.
infight over top wife.
No, the Almighty Father gave Solomon a ring through an angel that gave him the name of all 72 demons. He was allowed to summon them and use them as his slaves to build the temple and whatnot. But he started building temples to his wife's gods because he got pussy whipped, and that's where he went wrong. And then he started, offering to these other gods, and that was it. He was done. In idolatry, done.
So, Mike, I have a question. I have a question because your girl, like, I heard your girl say that you was a motherfucker. Your wife say that, like, you was a Hebrew Israelite. Are you a Hebrew Israelite?
I mean, the terminology, bro, this is what we kind of, like, explain to people, right? Because, look, all right, I'm not a Jew, right? I'm not Jewish. Like, the religion of Jewish, right? And
which is more based in Christianity in all essence.
through my lineage, bro, of Sicily, right? I have Hebrew Israelite blood, right? And through the father's lineage, it's all Israelite blood, right? Now, at the end of the day, I follow the original Bible, and so there's not really a religion to explain to people what I am, right? So a Hebrew Israelite, a lot of them believe in, Christianity. So, I mean, you can't label me with, I'm saying, groups of Hebrew Israelites. I'm not part of any camp or anything. I don't have a religion, but this is the best way to explain to people. It's like, I consider myself a descendant of the house of Israel. And I try to follow, the original Bible and the law. It's real simple.
I was wondering,
You
like, yo,
read
I'm gonna finish up. Like, I'm gonna finish up this first cartoon, right? But like, I gotta take you like out of it, shit, right? And like, I'm gonna say that you turned into a Hebrew Israelite, and then like cut to a part of like that fucking music video where like you were spinning and shit.
I mean, that's fine, bro. You could just say, like, I went off and went to a cave to hang out with the Almighty, bro. It's whatever.
Tom,
I'm gonna say like you became a Hebrew Israelite, and like I'm gonna have like you standing next to like one of them motherfucking dudes calling my man's an Uncle Tomahawk. Right?
That's fine, bro.
Right. That's right.
That's fine, bro.
Right.
Yo, Tom.
It's funny enough, bro. I like it.
Yo, Tom. Check my Discord messages to you, and also, I'm gonna be the editor to your next cartoon. Finish that shit up. I'll edit it. I'll put it through all my filters. I'll clip out like the bad, like what you really had going on for you, which was like a lot of dead air that did not need to be there. I'll fix all that shit and I'll send it back to you.
Now, is Floyd still gonna get raped?
That was a really good part. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually the part that made me not do it anymore. I was like, I can't do this scene, bro. And the dolphin, bro. I just couldn't do it.
You just get raped by a dolphin? Is Ethan around for the cartoon?
No, the dolphin was another separate rape scene at the end of the show.
How many times you guys gonna rape people?
There was 2 rapes in one show, bro. It did me in, bro. I was like, this doesn't agree with my beliefs. I can't be doing this.
Don't get me wrong, like my audio as the news anchor, and I did like doing that. It was garbage because I don't have real equipment.
And then I seen the script for the 3rd episode, bro. Oh man, the 3rd episode just take it to the next level.
How many times Todd was Floyd gonna get raped in the cartoon?
Twice.
Because I remember it being a talking point. We talked about it.
Yeah, it was
it's fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's terrible.
Right? And then we turned it into Floyd, right? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Mike, are you cool with getting raped? And he's like, nah, bro, you ain't raping me in the fucking show, bro. Right? And I was like, yo, dude, man, listen, all right, we'll rape Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can get Floyd to get raped. Right?
Actually, I have to give credit to Floyd. Actually, Floyd is a pretty good, like, his audio and his voice acting came through pretty fucking good. I'll give credit to the furry. I'll give credit. That came through pretty good.
Yo, Mike, do me a favor, man. Can you, motherfucking, like, send me, like, some of those assets and shit that we made up?
Tom, I packaged everything up for you when I went off the limb, and it's all on Google Drive in a zip folder. Everything you need.
All right. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I was like, man, listen, I'm gonna finish this shit the fuck up, at least this episode, right, and see where it takes me. You know what I mean?
I'm
like,
a dickhead, but I'm not an asshole, you know what I'm saying? Like, I packaged you up everything. I'm definitely a dickhead, but not an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
He's just the regular Joe, the regular job. He's your average white suburbanite slob. He likes football and porno. He books about war. He's got an average
He steals from Bill
There you go,
Hicks,
dog.
and he
I send him to you on Discord.
Floor, my wife, my life, my kids, my car.
Yo, did you get the link, bro?
On the table with a Cuban cigar.
Alright. I sent you the link over Discord. You should be able to work it.
Ain't enough to give a man like Tom P interested. Well, no. Oh no. Oh no. He's gotta go out and have fun at someone else's expense. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do we shut this music bot off? It kind of sucks.
You gotta type in hashtag shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Yo, who the fuck is that?
Oh, Pnoid, fuck off.
I have no idea.
Man, listen, I only have you see your voice right now, man. Listen, I can't fucking like see shit. I'm driving.
He's a peanut. He's a peanut.
The best. Oh, this is Futter. Hey, what's up, Futter?
Futter! Goddamn, what?
You guys actually remember who the hell I am?
Yeah, you came in. You came in and like you made me feel better about my drinking at one point. But you hate Addy, so I can agree with you there.
I remember the name Addy. I don't remember what the fuck I hated.
Adderall?
For.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
No offense. No offense. This was the stereotype I got from you.
Oh no, I'm coming into Discord blackout drunk. I'm not gonna take offense to shit.
Blackout drunk Canadian guy.
I'll balance it out. Yo, what religion do you think Abraham was, and Adam, and Moses? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
does it fucking matter? Can you like?
Well, it does.
Get off your religious horse. We're not in 2015 no more.
It matters to me, and it matters to the Almighty Creator. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Do you want me to like? Do you want me to send you some invites to like religious discords?
No, what I'm saying is like this is important.
Okay, how about you guys shut the fuck up and let Pnoid speak? Because
Butter, yo, we are live right now on my motherfucking channel. Just so you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, outside if you want to start a stream. Just so you know what's going on, man. I don't want you to jump in and go like, oh, we just talking. Nah, like, yo, we're live, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're getting it done. Excel said I want to do this, and he said he wants to shut this down in like 5 or 10 minutes. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm down, bro. You want to shut it down? It's cool. I got you. You're getting tired.
That was a long stream.
Oh shoot! It is.
Well, I hate to bring like history back to D-Course and like make your stream longer.
OBS and Streamlabs is bullshit. It's a pain in the ass to operate behind the scenes.
It is. And it requires a lot of power.
Yeah, you realize that no one that has never used that before will ever get how much of a pain in the ass both those softwares are.
Yeah, it takes a lot of computing powder. Yeah, powder. A lot of powder to motherfucking get that done, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, my laptop will catch on fire if I do this shit.
Yeah, we. Am I the only one that misses Google Hangouts?
I do.
I know that was really useful. Like, people might get pissed when I say this, but like Zoom isn't that bad in comparison.
Yeah,
go fuck yourself.
Zoom is grand. What's the other one? Skype is trash. I hate Skype.
Skype drops in a heartbeat. It drops in a heartbeat. Skype is not that great.
Hey, you guys are all gonna hate me for this, but if you actually want to stream a long time and you're running OBS already, just start running Teams. Microsoft Teams.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, it's like legit. Everybody that buys a new computer basically gets a year subscription to Microsoft anyways. But it's something that people can run off Chromebooks, phones, and everything.
I'm looking into that. I'll look into that.
StreamYard's the shit.
Excel. Excel. Where's Excel?
Time out.
Oh shit, I was muted. What's up, homie?
Alright, man, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, man. Yo, look, everybody, thank you for coming out. Love all y'all motherfuckers. You know what the situation is. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that fucking Patreon link. And goddamn, give me money. Alright? Because I'm a broke ass motherfucker. Like, yo, do what you gotta do. Buy my nerd merch at the fucking T Public store. The goddamn description and shit. Like, go buy a cooking t-shirt, a pillow, a baby onesie, a motherfucking mug. Get you a goddamn decal. Put it on the back of your car. Tell motherfuckers, y'all, listen to this dude. And he's the smartest motherfucker on YouTube, and nobody knows. Alright? Yo, y'all know the deal. Excel. Y'all know what it is. Yo, shut it down, my nigga. Peace like one.
Yo.
You have t-shirts and shit? I might buy a t-shirt.
Church, oh.
I have discretionary income. I have discretionary income. Like, what's your overpriced, underqualified?
What up, man? Listen, home, by popular demand, Pnoid's now selling merch. Man, look here, all right? We got 3 designs. We got the Pnoid Gorilla regular avatar. We have the Red Dead Redemption. And on top of that, man, listen, we got motherfucking Angry Gorilla, all right? We got t-shirts. We have onesies for your baby. Take your baby and turn it into a baby gorilla. On top of that, we got pillows. Come cuddle up with the gorilla. And on top of that, we got cell phones and mugs. Cop you some merch right now.